What's up? It's Jim from Ready Check Pull, and I'm here with the better half of RCP, one of the best WoW players in the world, and my good friend Joe. You'll know him as Zach Zachi. What's up, man?
Hi, I'm Zax.
As you might have noticed, we've been trying out different types of content on the channel to really see what sticks and honestly what feels right for RCP to make. Since both of us are now in alpha, we think it's a pretty good time to just go over a few first impressions of Torghast and see what happens. Here we go. What's your first impression? Do you like it? Let's start there. Do you like it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Period. It's just fun. And that's seems like what they were going for, right? Like there's not really there's no reason to go in there right now other than it's fun. And you know, when you wake up in the morning and you have alpha and you log in and that's the first thing you want to do, you know, like on every character that you play, it's a good start.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier today and I was pretty hyped that I literally did that. I literally woke up. First thing I thought about was like, all right, I gotta get on. I gotta play Torghast. I gotta check out these abilities. Demon Hunter was sick. I want to try it back on Havoc. I want to try it on Vengeance. Like, what is a Druid gonna do? Like, how is Feral gonna play? And like, I feel like it's so much fun.
Really is.
All right. I have a question. So, how do you think Torghast right now and with certain changes is going to compare with Warfronts and Islands? Do you think it can carry the expansion like Warfronts and Islands didn't?
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is I mean,
or maybe is it a one and done?
Yeah. I was thinking about that actually. Well, like played BFA, you know, I mean, we know. Yeah, Islands are a big failure. You know, you do them a couple times, you kind of get how they go, but then now you have to do them 400 times, and you know, they get old by about, yeah, exactly, and yeah, that's resets every tier, and it's the same ones basically. That gets boring after like the fifth one, and then Warfronts were, you know, could have been good, I guess. I don't know. It sounded good on paper, but just not something that plays out well. Maybe they could have done better if they were PvP or they started with the heroic version, or I don't know what could have made them better, but those being the defining features of BFA. But Torghast, on the other hand, it's looking like, you know, that's might be the most unique thing they've ever added to the game? Question mark? Like this is weird, right? Like this is not. You know, people like you try to think about like the Mage Tower or the Visions, like, you know, they were trying things in the Visions to make this thing, but yeah, this is like nothing else. It's actually like a roguelike, whatever you call it. You actually go in with your guy, and then your guy gets crazy. Like it's exactly what it sounds like. It doesn't play out weird like a war. You know, like it sounds different than it would be on paper. It plays out exactly how you think, and it's actually fun because they actually put fun powers in there. They're not boring and they're not, you know, annoying or whatever. It's just you go in there and you blast. It's awesome.
Yeah, the thing that really gets me is going into Islands. I there was something there that I enjoyed in Islands, right? Like there was something in there I enjoyed, like some mindless thing. What happens in Islands that really kills me, literally, is that the abilities were just like they were so bad to deal with. Like you would pull, you know, 5, 6, 7 things, try to do like at the start. I'm saying that, and you know, and now it's just, you know, you just pull everything and everyone knows the pass and what mobs do, whatever. But it took a while to get there. Like you would get stunned and then slowed and then stunned and then dazed and then stunned and blinded, and then something would just literally one shot you, and then you have to run back, and now all the mobs are loose. And like this is just like you pull things based on how hard they hit, not the dot that they have or the stun that they have or the random slow or random thing that's going to automatically kill you and there's nothing you can do about it. This is like that. This is what makes this that's what makes Torghast so much different for me, and why I get excited is just you jump in and it's like, all right, there's these many mobs and this is going to hurt because I'm at this floor level. It's not like there's these many mobs and if I got one Yeti, I'm dead. Like if there's if there's like happens to be one Yeti, I'm done. Aside from that one slow thing that we got to talk about.
Yeah, for real.
But I think that I really think that this can carry the expansion. I don't think that they're going to mess this one up, and I think that it has so much room to just do craziness. Like just imagine like some of the bosses that we had as end bosses that could have been themes, and like corruption as a theme. Like you could really like crush the corruption theme and do something really crazy inside of Torghast that you just can't do in raids, as we've seen.
Yeah, I think in the worst case scenario, this will, maybe it gets old. Maybe I don't know how they mess it up, but say they mess it up, it'll at least be like, well, at least they tried it. Like that was a cool attempt. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm with that too. Try cool things, and so that brings me to something that I wanted to talk about too, which was like right now it is so much fun to get to just not get a certain type of affix, right? Like that slow is like awful. That slow is absolutely awful. The reduced in your haste, the reduced movement speed. And then, so what do you think about it being that you have to, like you get this on heroic and you're just like, well, I can't do anything. I have to run out and run back in and just re-roll the dungeon.
Right. Yeah, I think, that feels bad. I feel like one of the reasons why Torghast is so good is because it's just you're constantly I don't know what the term for it is, but it's like positive reinforcement. Constantly you got your base character or your base enemies or whatever. Everything's cool. It's WoW. You defeat an enemy, you get something positive. You don't have to deal with an additional negative. The mobs aren't doing crazy things to you. You kill a mob, you get something positive. Like the whole point is now you use that positive to kill a harder enemy, you get another positive. Like you keep just gaining. There's no negative affix, right? There's no I have to deal with this, like it's maybe the mobs are like that a little bit, but it's not nearly to the same extent. So it just feels like a constant positive experience of like, you get that dopamine just over and over again of, oh, what does this do? Oh, what does this do? Oh, it's crazy synergy. Oh,
yeah. There's just so many times where you're just like, all right, I got this ability. This ability is cool. Like, but if I get this ability now, it's gonna be a little useless. But if I get a bunch of these abilities, like this is gonna be.
Yeah.
So it's really just outscaling the scaling. So like it's kind of like I'm scaling. I'm trying to get as awesome abilities, but I know that 5, 6, 7 floors up, I'm going to need things that are compounding, right? I'm going to need several I-beam traits or several meta traits or several whatever. And so it's kind of like the mobs are getting big, but I'm getting big. And who can get bigger faster? Yeah. And that's kind of like when you're at that end of that portal and you're going into the next one, you're like, did I get enough? And so you really got to go through, every single corner. You have to find every key, every chest. You want to kill everything. There's no time limit on each floor, so you're basically just exploring. You're just like, you look up and you're like, this is a giant jail cell that goes to infinity, and you're just like running around. Everything looks cool. Mobs are fun to kill, and then you're just like, oh, I got another ability. Like, what do I got? I got something. And so then you go into the next one, you're like, all right, did my abilities give me enough to really, crush this one? Or do I have to go into every nook and cranny again to try to make sure I find that lucky one? And then you get the guy that gives you the item that you can then, buy your own few abilities, which brings up a point in my head. Like, doesn't that make 5-man scaling like way better than one person? Because that's 5 things you can get from the vendor instead of one ability. Yeah,
I'm really not sure how they're gonna make that work. I don't know how it's gonna work. Like just 5-man scaling in general. Just like how do the mob scales it based on what roles you have, and like it seems impossible. Like I have no idea how they're gonna make it. Either it seems like if they manage to get one person scaling right, now that you have 5 people, there's no way they're gonna get that right.
It's
either gonna be a joke. It's gonna be a joke, and everybody splits up and you do it also, something crazy like that. or it's impossible because the scaling, they just have 10 times the HP and damage because you have 5 people or something like that. Like, how
I
they're
think
going to
Preach
bounce
was
that, I have
saying
no
that
idea.
the 5-man heroic, like they literally walked in and you could not kill a single thing. There was not a single thing that would die. And so then they scaled it down to 3, and they were able to get a little bit, but they said, yeah, it's wacky right now, super
Yeah.
wacky.
Yeah, we kind of experienced that a little bit, just going from doing like doing it as a solo, going into normal is like, that all makes sense. That's like actually a pretty good
Fun,
like a good place to start.
Fun.
It's fun, but you go in there with 2 people, like 2 Havoc demon hunters or whatever, 2 DPS, and it's impossible. You literally can't do it, and you walk out, and you're like, oh, that was just bad RNG, right? Just having 6 elites. That's my only option. All right, let's reset. Let's go back in. Oh, it's 6 elites again, but they're different on a different floor. All right, actually, let's try re-rolling one. Oh, that's impossible. And
This is just impossible.
This is 2-man scaling? Like, what? This is normal difficulty?
Unless they
on
wanted the 2-man, 3-man scaling to have one of the utility classes, because we were able to do some of it when you had the broken warrior ability and I was a tank.
Yeah,
we were able to do some of it, and then obviously we got crushed later on. But some of it was able to work. But maybe, like, I don't know, maybe you're supposed to have a tank, DPS, and healer. That would be not good, probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a tricky thing for them to get right.
Yeah, and so like getting the right ability, like that spear that you got, getting that spear was everything, dude.
That was literally the first thing I got when I walked in. And
and then didn't you have like a crazy charge as well? Where you
that was the big thing, dude. And I got the spear on top of that.
You just charge in and just wipe a whole pack out yourself. Or when you use the throw axe, dude, you had the throw axe that would just, you're like, all right, this mob is dead. And it doesn't matter how much health it has, it's just dead.
Yep.
So that's just like randomizing builds. It's kind of like Hearthstone, right? When you the arena, when you're doing the Hearthstone arena, like you're picking your cards and you're just like, all right, I got one, and then like you're hoping that like it synergizes with the next one, which synergizes with the next one, and that's kind of like what it is. You kind of get like 1 to 3 options, and you're like, all right, I got this one. All right, well, do I want the random stat right now because I need to get through this one? Do I want or do I want to risk it and get some money? And that vendor in the next one is going to give me a better ability. So you always have that option, not always, but a lot of time you have the option of just getting more money, and you can give that to the vendor, and the vendor's like, all right, now you can re-roll for another chance or get more stats or something like that. So it's going to be crazy to see how, like, some of the classes that are shamans available right now.
Yeah, they just got added, I think.
Yeah. That's gonna, like, I'm like thinking of these utility classes, like I want to play like Ret Paladin, I want to play Enhanced Shaman, I want to play Pharaoh, like just to see like what insanity like can they come up with these classes,
dude. And that's like comparing it to this whole Torghast thing to things in the past. I feel like the Mage Tower, like part of the reason people liked it so much is they wanted to complete it on like every spec or every class. You actually end up playing a character you never ever thought you'd play ever, and then maybe you actually have to get good at it to do the Mage Tower. Like you have to actually learn how to play a little bit, and then you might end up enjoying it. And I feel like the same thing is going to happen in Torghast. Like you're doing your thing. You've only played one character, you're brand new or whatever it is. You just like playing a hunter. That's all you ever play. But then you go in, you have a blast on your hunter, but then maybe you go in with your friend, or you watch a video, you see some crazy things that a Shadow Priest can do. It's kind of unlikely at this point, but anyway, a Shadow Priest can do, and then you're like, what? Like, I want to try that, and then it turns out all you have to do is like get to Shadowlands, and Torghast scales you. I don't know if that's going to continue, but
I hope so. I don't know how you even get in though.
Have a Shadow Priest and you get in. Like that would be amazing if you can just walk straight in there and start doing your thing. Just have a blast, experience it for yourself, and now you're like, wait, I actually like Shadow Priest. I've never thought about playing this ever before, but Torghast made me play. Now you have 2 characters you like. if that's not good for the game, I don't know what is.
Yeah, dude. In Legion, you were like, you wanted to play another spec, another class, because you wanted the class hall, and then you wanted the Mage Tower. And in BFA, it kind of lost a lot of that, right? It's like you're not really excited to see what's in islands on your alt, right?
Yep,
On top of that, there's a lot of the neck issues and things like that. But in Torghast, you're just like, there's just so much that could happen. Like, you got the classes, even with the Covenant abilities, like, just to see how those play out, and like having at least 3 classes to play. I know you get to test all of them, but like 3 different classes, 4 different classes allow you just to see how those interact with different things. Kind of reminds me of the artifact weapon abilities. It's just cool to see like super class specific things going on, and Torghast just makes tenfold on that with the randomized abilities. And we didn't even see all of the stuff that they're putting in.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, so like the whole reason that there's lore, I guess, but the whole reason that you're in Torghast, as far as I know, is to get something that's also cool that was in Legion that they got rid of, which is legendaries.
Oh yeah.
The whole reason you're there is to get a thing to be able to craft the legendary you want, which is like, okay, I don't even care what's in Torghast. I want to get a legendary. So and now it's like it's compounding. Like, I have to do Torghast. Now I actually like Torghast, and I get a legendary out of it. Like, it seems like a win-win. It gets kind of weird when they like require you to do things, but
yeah, you're forced to do something, but this time you're like, I'm gonna do this anyway. And the fact that you give me something that I'm required to have is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and they just have to figure out the the alt friendliness of it, or like the time consuming part of it, which right now takes a long time to get through Torghast. Like, I don't know how much they expect you to do, but dang, like 12 floors takes an hour, It's pretty intense.
I did 12 to 24, and that took me 2 hours or so. I think I was a tank. You were a DPS, and how long did it take?
An hour and like 15 minutes, and that's not my first one. That's like, I've done it several times as that spec.
But it's not slow. Like,
it's not slow.
Like, you're not like bored. You're not like, oh my god, I gotta keep going. Like, you're like, all right. Like, by the time you get to the end, you're like, no, I'm not. Dude. I'm not done.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. Like, you've been in there for an hour and 15 minutes. You're like, okay, like, been in here for a while, but like, my character is doing some crazy stuff right now. Like, this thing is stacking up. I'm about to destroy this next floor. Wait, no, I have to leave. No, wait. Yeah, that's like,
can't wait for heroic.
Imagine doing anything for an hour and 15 minutes in this game, and then wanting to keep doing it.
Being like, not even just being upset that you have to stop.
Yeah,
that's the craziest.
Like, wild. I wonder how that's gonna go on live, if you're gonna get capped at some point, or maybe they'll just.
So didn't they say that there wasn't gonna be no easiest, normal, like hardcore? Like, like, that's what I read somewhere.
So yeah, I don't think it's definitely not gonna be listed, I don't think, as like easy, normal, heroic. Like, maybe you get to skip floors once you've gotten to a certain floor, because like your character, you don't want to do level 1 over and over and over and over and over. So maybe they'll allow some kind of skipping, but I'm not sure how it's going to work exactly.
Yeah, the way skipping works right now is, if they didn't have any skipping, right, you started at 1 and had to go all the way to 70, whatever, your character is going to be really strong by the time you get to 12, as opposed to when you jump in at 12.
True.
Your character is bare bones.
Yeah, you're going to be blasting through that place.
So I wonder what they're going to do if they are going to have those caps. They have to make it so that you can learn, right? So it has to be easy, but then they have to make it so that it's not boring for the people who have already learned.
Yeah, there like almost certainly is going to be some kind of skip. I don't know how, but maybe you start out with like 5, powers that you get to choose. When you skip, I don't know. Who knows what it'll be? But yeah, having to do the floor 1 over and over might not be the play for them.
What class are you most excited to try out, or have you already tried them all out?
Well, as you know, dude, Windwalker is my thing.
Oh yeah,
that is my thing, and it doesn't get to see the light of day very much, because I don't even know what to say.
Raid tunings.
let's go there. It was good once upon a time, and anyway, so I want to try that out. Can't try it right now on the alpha, so maybe they're cooking up some cool stuff, but I want to try that real bad because that's my thing. But Demon Hunter has been a blast.
Oh my God, yeah.
I haven't watching the streams, the videos. I haven't seen a spec that like is unexciting. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I had to go in there on my warlock and just got nothing, dude. It's like, no, warlock gets this and this and this, and then you can put curses and it explodes. Like every spec or every class just has something that's crazy.
I'm excited to just go in as like a prop pally too, like just go in as tank, like prop pally, and just like your shield hits everything, right, or something, like just like you just hear that sound, and like your consecrate is a mile long. Who knows? Like just it's just like just so many things that just gets me excited about this, and obviously, I haven't done it yet. It is in the works. Probably tomorrow is going to be the Pharaoh Druid. I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, true.
But I think that's mainly the first look that we wanted to give for Torghast. I don't know what else you want to talk about.
I mean, pretty much the things that keep coming to my mind about it is that it's just fun. You
much fun.
You do it. You never. I mean, if you played BFA, this kind of thought didn't cross your mind about Warfronts or Islands. This kind of having fun. This is just almost like a new thing in WoW in general. It's just fun. First of all, that's check that box, which is that's the main one that they need to check anyway. But I just like it's fun, period. But I just have some like concerns, I guess, of like how they're gonna keep it relevant, keep it fresh, keep it exciting.
I'm also
like
a little bit
friendliness,
nervous.
Stuff like that. It's just things I keep thinking back to. But either way, I think it's going to be a positive.
I want this to be a thing all expansion long, and I want to know. I think they're gonna do it. Like I really think they're gonna crush it, and I want to know just like what's gonna happen in 9.1 and 1.5 and 2 and 2.5, like how are they gonna make it fresh and different, and I'm really hoping they don't go the negative affix route. That would be a bummer, but I because this right now is too much fun. It is literally too much fun, and there was nothing like this before in WoW that made me like this excited, like for the last like year, 2 years, like to be this excited to get up in the morning and be like, this is what I'm doing. This this is all I'm doing today, and I feel like I'm excited.
I had like a thought that might be a little crazy because it's super early. The expansion hasn't even come out yet, but this is so good already that I'm thinking like, man, how are they gonna like? This is such a unique thing. The whole Torghast, the jail, the infinite jail, the theme. If it's so good, how are they gonna carry this over into the next expansion? Like I'm already thinking it's that good. Where I'm just like, they can't not have this.
We're in alpha. We're talking about next 2 years away.
Yeah, but like it's
so true though.
I didn't have that thought about islands. I was like, oh, it's an island. Yeah, I hope that's over.
It's so true. Like, how are we gonna be able to keep this going?
It's so unique, man.
Yeah, love it. I love it.
Pretty sick. Hopefully it doesn't get old.
All right, well, that's it. Ready, check, pull. Giving you the first look on Torghast. Again,
I gotta get back in there.
Go ahead.
It's time for me to get back in Torghast. I gotta go.
Okay, see you later. Bye. The no, I got Jim Fro, Zax. See you later.
Bye.